You know, this is great. I'm going to tie into this video, into, here's the deal, Brian's video, into Megan Boser and Minnesota State troopers are, how corrupt they are, especially to the focus of Megan Boser into this video. You're going to see her. She offs a guy, analyzes it into the story where Megan Boser pulled over Rusty, who is on his way to his daughter's graduation. It's going to tie it again, and I'll break it down from time to time as well. But this is great stuff. We'll start with this one. This is good stuff.
Over here. Go! Get your hands! Over here!
You hear that voice? That's Megan Boser's voice right there.
In this video, you're going to witness something truly gut-wrenching. A motorist and his passengers hunted down and killed by police for refusing a consent to search. To cover their tracks, the cops planted a large stash of meth on the side of the road, claiming Michael threw it out the window, despite no officer or video capturing such an act. This isn't just a wild accusation. This is the stark reality of this case. The Midwest Safety YouTube channel gained 5 million views on this incident, but they cut out the part of the video that proves the driver and Michael were free to leave at the time of the illegal arrest. Their version doesn't show the issuing of the citations, which would confirm the occupants were free to leave, nor does it show that the illegal arrest was triggered when the driver refused consent to search. Here's their version of events.
He's got a gun!
Late in the afternoon on April 28, 2022, the West Central Drug Task Force informed the Minnesota State Patrol of a vehicle that may have been transporting illegal narcotics. It wouldn't take the officers long to find that vehicle. During the traffic stop, police reports indicate several signs that the 4 occupants in the vehicle were likely transporting and using drugs. Because of the sheer number of clues to drug activity being displayed, the officer asks the driver to step out of the vehicle for further questioning. The driver consented and sat in the squad car with the officer. After the officer is done questioning, he sends the driver back to his vehicle. At this time, another officer arrives on the scene. When the officer goes back to the car, he asks the occupants of the vehicle to step out, causing this scene to unfold.
I was able to procure the entire raw footage of this incident, so here is what actually happened.
Here it is. Unedited exclusive right here. Now, Megan Boser will come into this video until the last 5 minutes of it.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh.
Hey, what you got hanging? You gotta take that. You have a calendar hanging from your rearview mirror?
I do, sir.
Why do you have a calendar hanging from your rearview mirror?
Why not? What are you gonna complain if you had air pressure on the window too?
Find a better place to put a calendar rather than a place where it's obstructing your belly or vision.
Yes, sir.
You got your license on you?
I do. What now?
Where are you heading?
Just up here.
But keep in mind, this trooper right here is only focused on the driver, getting his license like that. He's not really worried about the passenger. There are 3 passengers. One riding shotgun, and 2 in the rear passenger seat. His focus not really on the passengers until pretty much when he's issuing citation and the limitation of the traffic stop comes to an end. Then they try, like you're going to see here, that this trooper is asking question after question after question, which is people are not obligated to answer as well. Like when your traffic stop, when you be detained by the cops, you know. And Megan Boser was doing that to Rusty. We're going to get to that later on as well.
To 169 and then over to mile marker 222, my friend Gramps lives there.
Your friend Gramps? Oh, that's Gramps?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You got your insurance on you? How come you weren't buckled, man? Is that normal? You don't wear a seatbelt when you're driving along? Both of you guys weren't buckled. I didn't see you take belts off. You guys got your IDs on you? You don't have an ID on you? You want to roll down the window? You got your ID on you? Okay. Can I get it, please? So you have no ID?
No, I really don't.
Okay, I'm going to stop that for a second because I just typed this in. They're in Minnesota. Okay, I say, is Minnesota a stop and ID state? No, Minnesota is not a stop and ID state. While you don't have to answer police questions about your identity unless they have probable cause, you are required to show your driver's license, proof of insurance. When stopped in a vehicle in another situation, you generally don't have to identify yourself unless an officer reasonably suspects you of a crime.
What's your name?
Got that for now.
Brian Takeda.
Brian what?
Brantguida. Guida.
Floyd. Floyd Josie, I don't recognize you that much. Last time I saw you was probably 2 years ago. You were pretty angry at me.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't remember?
Maybe that dirty cop sure remember when you get a little agitated out there.
Okay.
That's not a crime to get agitated at a cop. Showing them displeasure. Oh, Lloyd. I remember you got a little pissed off me 2 years ago. Wow, you still remember that?
What's your first name?
B-R-Y-A-N-T.
What's that?
A-N-T, Bryant.
Okay, Bryant.
And Guida, G-U-I-D-A.
G-U-I-D-A?
What's this for? Just for not wearing.
You gotta have a seatbelt. It's state patrol, you know. I mean, we're big on the seatbelts and speeding and texting and driving and all that.
Right.
What's your middle name?
Allen, A-L-L-A-N.
A-L-L-A-N?
Yep.
What's your date of birth?
12690.
Okay. So Charles, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, do you mind coming back with me while we go ahead and get all your information entered in? And
There we go.
is that easier to sit down? Oh yeah, no problem.
So here's another one. Are you required to show ID to police in Minnesota? You don't have to answer the police officer's question, but you must show your driver's license or proof of insurance when stopped in the car. In most other situations, Minnesota law does not make it a crime to refuse to identify yourself to a police officer unless they have reasonable suspicion that you are involved in a crime.
Floyd Josie's who you call Gramps?
Yes, sir.
How long have you known Floyd?
Not very long. He's actually a friend of Mike's. He brings parts to him for his trucks and vehicles.
You haven't known him for very long, but what's not very long?
Matter of hours, I would say.
You've only known him for a few hours?
Yeah, I just gave Mike a ride there because he was picking up or dropping up a part for his truck there.
Okay. So you've only known Floyd for a few hours, huh?
Right.
And you call him Gramps already?
Well, that's what I was introduced to him as, Gramps, so that's what I call him.
Okay, what about your backseat passenger?
I actually just picked him up from Cambridge Mental Hospital. He's on his way to Fargo, and he is also a friend of Mike's. I just met him hours ago, too. And we're giving him a ride eventually to Fargo once we get these Floyd took him back home again now.
So was that where you're coming from, Cambridge?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other plans besides that, or?
Nope. Going back home.
All right. So you just met this guy, this Bryant?
Yep, both of them actually.
So you just met him? Is he like friends with Floyd?
He's friends with Mike. They're both friends of Mike's.
Who's Mike?
Mike is the guy in the passenger side in the front seat.
Okay. So have you known Mike for a while?
Oh yes, over a year.
Okay. So this Bryant,
I just met him.
okay, he just,
I
can't-
He's a friend of Mike's, and he has to be picked up from the state hospital in Cambridge. That's where we picked him up at.
okay. Any,
He's going to Fargo.
any drug use with him or anything?
No.
No? Are you sure?
I'm positive. Not with me, anyway.
He's just got a really dry mouth and he seems having difficulty in responding there. Some
I
red
think his
eyes.
medication has a lot to do with that, really.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. He takes some pretty serious antipsychotics from the way it sounds.
Okay. And then with the reddened eyes, what about marijuana? You use marijuana in there?
No, sir.
When's the last time you had it in there?
Never. I don't use. I burn sage in there, but I haven't done that for a while.
Okay, so you went all the way down to Cambridge to pick him up, and then you're going back to Fergus?
Yes, sir.
How'd you come across Floyd again?
We brought him apart.
You brought him apart?
Yeah, I think it was either a head or a head gasket or something like that for his truck that he's got in his yard.
You brought apart with him, and then you picked him up and took him down to Cambridge with you?
Yep. Get him out of the house. He doesn't get out much. He's older, obviously. And
How do you know that? I thought you only met him a few hours ago.
I did only meet him a few hours ago. We left at 7 o'clock this morning, sir.
Oh. You seem to know him pretty well for having only met him for a few hours.
I'm sorry that I happen to get comfortable with people. It's just the way I am, sir.
Okay.
I can be comfortable with you, but I don't even know your name, actually.
My name's Jake.
Nice to meet you. No, I just met him literally just hours ago. First time I really ever met him.
It's important to note that all the extra questioning this officer is doing is simply a fishing trip. He's looking for probable cause. Right now, all he has is
and that's the same thing. That's the same thing what Megan Boser did with Rusty on her interaction when he pulled him up. And we'll get to that later as well, too. But what I'm trying to say is these Minnesota State Troopers have a record of doing a fishing expedition and asking a prolonged and like 20 questions like you're on a game show or something like that.
reasonable suspicion.
Yeah. Hey, where are you coming from, Brian? Huh? Where are you coming from today? You, yeah. Where are you coming from?
I'm going from Cambridge.
From Cambridge?
What?
Okay. And then were you just busy? Like, do you live down there, or?
I was staying down there, yeah.
You were staying down there?
Yeah, why?
Oh, like a friend's house, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is everything okay today?
Yeah, everything's fine.
All right. I'm just checking, making sure everything's all right. You guys, do you guys have any? When's the last time you used marijuana?
When's the last time?
Yeah.
All I did was having Delta 8 stuff.
What's that?
I did the Delta 8 stuff a couple days ago.
A couple days ago? Just Delta 8?
The officer's so desperate to develop probable
You
cause.
haven't done anything else?
And he's failing. He's trying to grasp straws, but he's failing.
I just, with the dry mouth, you got some reddening around the eyes, and then with the kind of...
Oh, yeah, let me point out one thing real quick. That's the same thing that what Megan Boser did with Rusty. What she was making up things like his eyes, the way his speech, or like the way your fingers move, like the twitch, or you run your hands through your hair, you pick your nose. Cops will say that's the signs of drug paraphernalia usage and people that are heavily into drugs or heavily are alcoholic. You're like heavily in drinking.
Almost like a speech impairment here, just concerned about...
One thing about me, too, cops are just things here. You're such an expert in...
What's that?
You're such an expert in behavior. Like, you're such a behavior analyst.
What do you mean, the card?
They're not.
Never mind.
They're not.
Never mind. No card.
All right. Well, I'll be right back.
The driver already explained to the officer that the rear seat passenger was just released from a mental hospital and that he was on heavy psychotic medication. But again, the cop is fishing for probable cause by inventing signs of illegal substance abuse.
Inconsistencies with story.
Yeah, and that's another thing that what Megan Boser did with Rusty. Rusty was taking legal prescription over-the-counter drugs from a pharmacy, but she tried to say it was illegal, and this is what this cop is doing. Yeah, and keep in mind as well, that Charles, the driver, was explaining that the rear passenger just got a mental facility, that he's heavily medication of over-the-counter prescription drugs. Totally legal. Nothing illegal about it.
He says that he's just coming from a friend's house. Marijuana ID on something of the front seat passengers. It's like a little pick in the center ashtray. Floyd Josie is known dealer. Sunken in cheeks, dry mouth, consistent with meth use.
UTC preparation.
2 minutes born ticket, Ryan's bleeding. And keep in mind, once an officer writes the tickets up and gives you the ticket to you or your passenger, the traffic stop is exonerated and over with.
You know what Bryant Gaida?
No.
He's got signs of methamphetamine use, possible marijuana use, marijuana like indications.
The driver?
He's a rear seat passenger. Neither of them are belted. Floyd's in there, and then large amount of cash, inconsistent stories.
So with that, you have the inconsistent stories. To Dale at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Do they want to do anything else with it, or
I'm gonna run Jerry.
You are. Okay. Okay. Perfect.
No matter how much reasonable suspicion an officer has, it does not equate to probable cause. Police can list countless suspicions, but they cannot legally search your car unless and until they establish probable cause. There are only 3 circumstances that constitute probable cause to conduct a search, and as you witnessed, none of these applied in this case. Number 1, a tip from an incredible informant. Number 2, plain sight or plain smell evidence. And number 3, a canine alert. Did you hear the officer stating he was going to run his drug dog around the car?
Nope.
To stay within constitutional guidelines, specifically Rodriguez versus the United States, the cop was supposed to run his dog while waiting for the tickets to be printed. Rodriguez versus the U.S. clearly states it is illegal for officers to prolong a traffic stop for longer than it takes to issue the citation. In this case, the officer is going to violate Rodriguez's ruling by keeping the motorist after he issued the ticket.
And the thing what he's talking about too is once the officer issues the tickets or the citation, the traffic stop is over. It's done with. When they ask you the tickets and they're trying to ask you questions and anything like that, to try and prolong it, the traffic stop becomes illegal as well too. And another thing about it as well too, unless an officer has reasonable articulated suspicion of you committing a crime, have committed a crime or about a committed crime, they cannot prolong the traffic stop and becomes illegal, like he said about Rodriguez.
So here's what I'm going to do. Okay? So I'm going to give you this. Okay? And then you don't have an ID. I'm giving you a warning because you got to make sure you're wearing your seatbelt. Okay. Floyd, there's that. You know you got to wear your belt.
Yeah, I have it on. Sorry about that.
so then this is a warning for the suspended object. Before you go, mind if I ask you a couple questions here?
Not at all.
All right.
Violation, here it comes.
Do you have any methamphetamine in the vehicle? Any paraphernalia?
Yeah, see, now what this cop is doing is right there, he's violating their rights right there. That's a violation like that. Once the ticket is handed over and their ID is handed back, guess what? The traffic is over and they are free to go. Now he's doing it illegal, and he's doing a fishing expedition even more.
No, sir.
Any needles?
No, sir.
Any heroin?
No, sir.
Any paraphernalia or anything like that?
You know, if the cop would talk about if you got paraphernalia, needles, drugs like that, he should have done before he hands the ticket, not after.
Okay, when's the last time you used?
2016.
2016, you haven't used more recently. What about you? When's the last time you used? Beginning of October last year? Okay. I don't know, you just have a little bit of a vocal tick is kind of consistent with you too. Vocal.
This is the officer's third trip to the car, and he still hasn't established probable cause.
No,
He's on a fishing trip.
Okay. When's the last time you used marijuana? You don't use marijuana? You just have marijuana stuff on your... Yeah. And yep.
I'm a pro for it.
Okay. Usually when I see that, and then there's the freshly lit cigarette, and you got a large amount of cash in your wallet and everything, so it's all kind of and some inconsistencies with the story.
Holding a large amount of cash is not illegal. It doesn't make somebody a drug dealer, or it doesn't make it a crime. Some people feel more comfortable you having a lot of cash money because it's much easier in a lot of days. That's why my situation is much easier to pay stuff with cash versus having a credit card debit card because you got interest rate as well.
So it just is a little bit concerning. So it leads me to believe that there's use.
I failed at the casino last night, $1,400. That's why I have to.
Oh, did they give you a receipt? Oh, do you have it on you?
Yeah, my girlfriend pays for stuff a lot of times with the debit credit card. My stuff is more about cash money. It's easy.
All right. Well, would you? Would you give me consent to search your vehicle?
No, sir.
No? Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Would you do me a favor and turn the vehicle off for me, please? Okay. Can I have you step out?
Yep.
It is illegal for cops to rearrest or detain a person for exercising their constitutional right to refuse a consent to search. This is an illegal arrest.
It's at your feet there, that bag under.
Just my bag with some medicine.
And especially when you stand up for your rights, that you don't consent to illegal search and seizure, or you're standing up for your First Amendment constitutional right, or freedom of speech, press, assemble, religion, or a petition. And cops don't like it when you stand up for your rights, that you refuse the ID or you refuse to consent to illegal search and seizure. Cops, they don't like it at all, and they take it personally. They really do.
I take
some medicine?
Yeah, I've got my medicines and.
Why'd you tuck that pop can underneath the seat?
Well, I'm trying to get it out, but it keeps going farther under the seat. Tell you the truth.
All right, would you go with the deputy here?
Stand back there for me.
Have you step out, please?
For what?
I need you to step out of the vehicle, please.
Sir,
no, we're not going to do this.
What articulous? What happened? What crime have we committed?
I believe that there's drugs inside this car.
What?
Based on your tick, based on your dry mouth, based on your stories.
Sir.
Okay.
I don't want.
But at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be deployed. What's going to be happening is you're going to be getting out of this car one way or the other. So take your choice. Take your choice.
Answer no questions.
Take your choice.
Answer no questions.
You need to step out of the vehicle.
Answer no questions, sir.
Okay, then don't answer any questions, but just step out of the vehicle.
For what? What crime have I committed?
Step out of the vehicle.
What crime have I committed, sir?
Step out of the vehicle.
Sir, what crime have I committed?
Step out of the vehicle.
What crime have I committed, sir?
Get your hand off me.
I'm not doing anything, sir.
Stop.
What am I doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Get out of the car.
Do it.
Get out of the car.
What fucking have I done? Get off of me. What have I done?
What have I done? That's all I'm asking. He hasn't done anything. What have I done?
Get out of the car.
Get out of the car. Why? What did I do? What have I done?
This is pure retaliation.
What have
Look
I
at
done,
this.
sir?
This is pure retaliation
What have I
because
done?
this guy was standing right there. He
What have I
didn't
done?
stand.
Right here. What have I done?
Pure retaliation.
What are you doing? What have I done? I didn't commit any crime, sir. Stop. Stop. Stop it. Stop it. Go. Get the fuck out of here. Go. Knowing he didn't have probable cause, the officer issued citations, and at that moment, the driver and passengers were free to leave.
Yep.
The officer then asked for permission to search the car. When the driver exercised his constitutional right to refuse, the officer unlawfully escalated the situation by rearresting the occupants for a canine search.
Got my medicines and... Why'd you tuck that pop can underneath the seat?
Well, I'm trying to get it out, but it keeps going farther under the seat. Tell you the truth.
All right, would you go with the deputy here?
Stand back there for me.
Have you step out, please?
For what?
I need you to step out of the vehicle, please.
Sir,
No,
for
we're not
what?
gonna do this.
What?
We're not
What
gonna do this.
ridiculous? What happened? What crime have we committed?
I believe that there's drugs inside this car.
What?
Based on your tick, based on your dry mouth,
I
based
don't
on
have
your
a
stories.
tick, sir.
Okay.
I don't want.
But at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be the point. What's going to be happening is you're going to be getting out of this car one way or the other. So take your choice. Take your choice.
Answer no questions.
Take your choice.
Answer no questions.
You need to step out of the vehicle.
I answer no questions, sir.
Okay, then don't answer any questions, but just step out of the vehicle.
For what? What crime have I
Step
committed?
out of the vehicle.
What crime have I committed, sir?
Step out of the vehicle.
Sir, what crime have I committed?
Step out of the vehicle.
What crime have I committed, sir?
Get your hand off me.
I'm not doing anything, sir.
Stop.
What am I doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Get out of the car.
Do it.
Get out of the car.
What fucking have I done? Get off of me. What have I done? What have I done? That's all I'm asking. He hasn't done anything. What have I done?
Get out of the car.
Get out of the car.
Why? What did I do? What have I done?
Get out.
What have I done, sir?
Get out of the
What have I done?
Place your hands behind your back.
What have I done?
right here.
What have I done?
Stop it.
What are you doing? What have I done? I didn't commit any crime, sir. Stop. Stop. Stop it. Stop it. Go. Get the fuck out of here. Go.
I can't pursue. .234 Brainerd. 235. Passenger resisted. The vehicle just fled. I'm not in pursuit. Driver's known.
Recording started.
Some of you might be wondering why one officer was allowed to pursue the suspects while another was not. Since car chases are among the most dangerous actions a police officer can undertake, many departments have policies prohibiting pursuits if the officer can identify the driver. This approach prioritizes public safety by avoiding the hazards of high-speed chases while still allowing the officer to later apprehend the driver with a fleeing warrant.
6772 Highway 27.
Relax, just hit the car. It stopped on the highway.
Oop. They're continuing. Going west on 27.
The officers lose the vehicle during the chase. However, officers are well aware of the suspect's location and they were able to track them via the GPS.
2 hours later. Megan Boser.
He's got a gun.
That's Megan Boser right there. That's Megan Boser right there. Right there.
He's got a gun. Drive safe.
As I mentioned at the start of this video, I need your help to free Michael from the bogus charge of possession of methamphetamine.
All right, let's get to the next one. And here we are with Megan Boser and Rusty, a hard-working man that works 60, 70 hours a week driving a truck. Yeah, he takes over the prescription meds. He was getting off of work, gonna go get cleaned up, watch his graduation for his daughter, that she's graduating high school. And Megan Boser has nothing better to do except playing 20 questions like you're on Jeopardy and hem Rusty up. Here we go.
A hardworking American blew triple zeros and the cops still tried to ruin his life.
Oh,
If you have high blood pressure, do not watch this video.
Blow, 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 blow. Zeros. You were telling the truth. So you're showing a lot of signs of stimulant use.
So I get nervous around cops a little bit, you know.
And I can get that. But have I
was the wrong person, wrong room, wrong everything.
But I've never given you a reason to be nervous, right?
Well, you already know. You're telling me I'm overstimulated, and I just passed the sobriety test. And
you're making, just now you're getting agitated, which makes me a little nervous. Just now you're getting agitated, which makes me a little nervous.
Am I getting arrested for DWI? Are we going in? Or what?
Oh, you're saying Russ getting agitated. Yeah, but you had no problem shooting that car. Yeah, you had no... Yeah. I was like, yeah, Megan, you're saying Rusty's getting agitated. He's still calm, very demeanor. But you had no problem pointing a gun at and shooting an unalive child. Bang, dumb bitch. Unreal. Yeah. Make that make sense. Here we go.
You go to my daughter's graduation. I promise you there's been no drugs.
Somebody to let them know. I can't let you go. We have to do this process.
Please.
I'll try to get you going as soon as we can. I can't. My hands are tied.
Graduation, please.
I know.
I gotta work tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. I'm not gonna make a graduation.
No, we're not making a graduation tonight.
She's heartbroken.
I know. So we need it, okay?
Okay. Wow.
Her name is Megan Boser. And I'd like to tell you that she's one of the most kind, compassionate, and caring people on the planet. Somebody you'd love to have as a family member or a close neighbor. But I can't. See,
neither can
Megan has a problem. She loves power, and she uses that power to ruin lives. And she's so far gone that she doesn't mind abusing that power on camera. Megan is a trooper with the Minnesota State Patrol. And it's the same with this guy. Zach Goins also lets the power go to his head. He's the Little Falls, Minnesota Police Department DWI Enforcer All-Star for 2024. I can't help but think that people like this put a uniform on every day with the primary intent of ruining as many lives as they can before they clock out. At least that's what their actions tell us.
Yeah.
And then you've got Rusty, who's gotten his life together. He got a Class A license and drives a dump truck for a local company. This dude works his ass off, 70 hours a week. So he just got off work, was making his way home to wash up and dress up
for his family.
He had a commitment to keep. It was his daughter's graduation.
Yeah.
She's a valedictorian at the local high school. One of those once-in-a-lifetime things that you don't want to miss.
Yeah.
Let's see if Megan and Zach will show a little bit of human compassion.
Yeah, you think they would? Well, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, cheer these scumbags out there. Yeah, it's like you could have go watch your kids graduate. That's a once in a lifetime. I mean, that would be like the same cop. You're about to go. You're a father. You're about to go to your daughter's wedding, and they're gonna accuse you of some stupid shit, and you're gonna miss your daughter's wedding. Walking down the aisle as a proud princess little girl that should grow up to be a blossom, beautiful woman. But you got cops like this. And, Megan Boser. That she doesn't give a fuck about you. All they care about their pension, their loan, or paycheck. I say, slap each other on a behind, high-fiving each other. Say, score one for the good guy. Bad guy's out to jail. Good guy to go home. Yeah. And the Fraud Dweeb Network condemned this fucking bullshit. That it's all about officer safety. Oh, these police officers want to do their shift without getting hurt. They just want to go home. What about us? We want to go home. We want to go to our life. But, that's right. Oh, that's right, you Fraud Dweeb Network, Josh, and you dumb fuckers out there. Oh, it's all about all safety. That's right. Only blue lives matter, right? Yeah, fuck out of here. Fuck the blue.
The story is that the cops got a call on Rusty, who's driving this gold vehicle right here. They say that this guy was driving erratically, so the police decided to stop him and check him out. And this right here is where our story begins. Let me warn you, you should be sitting down for this because this will absolutely boil your blood.
Oh, yeah.
This was the best spot.
I know I'm going to get jacked up, so I need to walk away for a little bit. Because I've seen this one the other day. And I was so mad,
down the road.
I almost punched a hole in a wall.
Hey, Mom, let me go
How
ahead.
they fucked over Rusty. Yeah.
Yeah, mate.
Hey, a couple reasons for the stop. One, you got this big crack in your windshield up front there. And then your back right tail light isn't working.
It's not,
your brake light, rather, isn't working.
Oh, okay. That's probably why my blinker, I noticed my blinker is blinking fast on me.
Okay, you got your driver's license and your proof insurance?
Yeah.
Also, somebody was driving behind you and called you in, swerving all over the road.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that must have been somebody else, but...
Oh, okay. They gave your license plate, so...
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. All right, that's all.
Any reason for that, or...?
No, none whatsoever.
Okay.
No.
You got the...
I personally want that 911 call because I do not believe that the cops got a call on this guy.
Yeah. Our hard-working guy that works 70 hours a week providing his family.
Oh, okay.
And he gets anonymous Karen wants to call the cops saying, oh, this guy's driving erratic. He's driving like a maniac. Yeah. I think it's so funny how cops believe the words of some snowflake Karen, that one, or some dumb
Rusty is
person
so
that
accommodating.
backs loose to see something, say something.
For 1 second, okay?
Yeah.
He answers every one of the cops' questions. He's very agreeable. He's very transparent. He tells them everything.
Yeah.
And let this be an example of why you do not want to cooperate or talk with the police.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah. And that's why you exercise your Fifth Amendment and shut the freak up. Don't answer the question. Just tell them, say, hey, like when they answer, like they're asking, oh, where'd he come from? Where'd he going for? Oh, yeah. No, I say, it's none of your business. None of your business. I don't want to be rude, but it's none of your business. I'm sorry, officer. I don't answer questions. I plead the Fifth Amendment. That's how it is. When you're talking to cops, just tell them, my saying is, just tell them your name, your birthday. That's all they need to know. If they wanted to ask you where you're going, where you're coming from, or where you work at, no, your business. Or just to be like, hey, I'm sorry, officer, I don't want to be rude, but I don't answer questions. I'm pleading the Fifth Amendment. And if you want to take me in and arrest me because I'm impeding your investigation or obstruction, well, go for it, because I'll chew your ass in court. Boom.
Figured I'd come in
And
this way.
here's Megan Boser.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna go talk to my partner up here. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Everything? Okay.
Yeah.
You just hang tight, okay?
Seems,
He just seems DL. Yeah, he's very... Yeah. Yep.
He's very stimmy. He's showing signs of being overstimulated. What a subjective judgment for any law enforcement agent to lay on any fellow American.
Coming from Wadena, I was just going to his daughter's graduation at
Brainerd. He missed it. Because he
unless he's going to that over
Brainerd?
Yeah.
From Wadena, he would have just stayed on 10 to 210.
Yeah.
He would have never ever came this far.
Yeah.
Can you add him as my driver, please? But yeah, I totally up to you.
Yeah, Megan's just like her co-worker.
Yeah, do you just want to hang tight and go behind
Jake,
them?
that was asking those passengers 20
Why does
questions?
she want Zach to add Rusty as her driver so that she can get the DWI credit?
So I don't know if did you have your proof of insurance?
Yep. Would you
That
like
was
to
just
see
like
it?
turn a high five and
Yeah,
say,
so-
hey, we got a good one. Rides the bus, go up with the good guy.
No, in it.
Yes, that's just fine. Where are you coming from?
Alexandria, just got off work on my way to my daughter's graduation.
Alexandria.
Yeah.
High school graduation?
Yep.
And you own the car?
Yep, I sure do.
Okay. What were you doing in Alec?
I work there for Mark Lee.
For what?
Mark Lee Asphalt. I drive a semi dump truck.
Gotcha.
Just got off work and got my
What were
clean
you
clothes
doing
here.
while driving? Were you on your phone or something while
I got
driving?
hands-free.
Well, you were called in for being all over the road.
Yeah, that don't make no sense to me at all.
Okay, there's no reason that you would have been...
All over the road, or it was never all over the road. Somebody must be.
I don't believe these cops.
Josh.
I don't either.
It must be a prank or something.
Yep, or these cops so stupid they just sit there. They sit there banking on Karen. I see something to say something. Call 911 call. Yep. And that's the thing that cops always do is say, "Oh, we got a call about you. Oh, you're acting very suspicious. Oh, you look very suspicious." Or they'll say that you did this and did that. It was actually a bunch of crap. And the cops sit there banking on, people that see something. Oh, we back the blue. Blue lives matter. Yeah, see. And cops make up lies all the time. Like in this case right here.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I haven't been all over the road and had no issues, so.
Also, this cop was Megan was sitting there asking Rusty questions like, "Oh, where do you work at? Where are you coming from? Where are you going? How long have you worked there? How many hours do you work there?" I was like, "Oh, what time do you wake up? Or is this your car? Or how long have you owned this vehicle? Oh, where'd you buy that vest at?" Or all kinds of bull crap. It's none of their business. They're trying to delve in your everyday life. I mean, that's why I was say, exercise your Fifth Amendment right side. Don't answer a stupid question. Because the more you flap your gums, the more they're going to incriminate you and hem you up. I've seen videos where people just cordially talk to cops and then say, "Well, and then say, oh, we feel like you're interfering in an investigation. You don't tell us what we know, blah, 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 so we're going to have to arrest you." And for what? Because I talk too much? Yeah, that's what I say. Don't talk to cops. They're not your friends. They're not here for you. They're only here for their pension, their quota, and the fellow comrades in blue.
Are you taking any prescription medications?
I take Adderall.
When's the last time we took Adderall?
6 o'clock this morning.
Aha! See, remember the first story we were talking about? How the first story with Mike and his fellow passenger Charles Banks. The one guy said Mike said, "Yeah, he just got pops or whatever it said. He just got a mental institution. Yeah, he's taking medication, and it's perfectly legal, over-the-counter prescription. Here we go again." Again.
How many milligrams is that?
30.
30. Okay, once a day.
Once a day.
6. How about anything else?
No.
Any illegal controlled substance uses that we use? How about alcohol?
No.
Okay, so I'm a drug recognition evaluator, and there's a couple concerning things.
Okay.
I'm gonna run.
Yeah. Here it comes. Oh, I'm an expert of people that take drugs, prescription, and alcohol, and I'm a mental behavior analyst, so I can study people's behavior, their posture, the way they move their eyes, their hands, when they move to pick their nose. Oh yeah, I'm an expert like that. And to me, that's a person that's heavily medicated, or that's a junkie or an alcoholic. Yeah, right. Megan, you got no fucking training. You need to quit, bitch.
A few tests.
Okay.
Your eyes are
what?
glossy, watery. Their driving conduct's being called in. I'm going to run you through some tests and make sure you're good to go. Okay? Any questions with that?
No.
If you want to, you can shut your car off.
I'm an expert. You're telling me you're not on anything.
I can tell you got water eyes, running hair for your finger, you're picking nose.
My education and my background, as limited as it is that you're on something and we're going to investigate you. Stop answering questions.
Shut the freak up.
Stop helping them in their investigation of you.
Oh, I'm not late for my daughter's graduation.
What time's that at?
I mean, that's the thing. Don't answer questions. Stop talking. The only thing you ever need to tell a cop is your name and birthday. That's it. That's it. That's all you need to tell them. You don't need to tell them where you're coming from, you're going. Just tell them, say, hey, I don't want to be rude, but it's none of your business. I don't ask you, hey, officer, when's the last thing what time you wake up? When do you start your shift? Oh, hey, how long you been married to your wife? Hey, do you smack on your son? Do you try to rub your daughter's tay-tays and maybe try to get with her frisky in bed at night? I mean, just saying. And the best thing to you when you're telling cops is, I know your business. I don't answer your question. I am invoking my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Boom! That's all. And the cop said, oh, you want my question? Or I said, well, I'll give you a choice. You can answer all my questions right now, or I'm going to place you on arrest for hindering prosecution and interfering with my investigation obstruction. All right, put the gloves on. Let's go, because I'll chew your ass in court. Boom.
It's 7 o'clock.
Okay. Hopefully not.
I still got to change into some clean clothes.
You don't want to wear that?
No.
Okay, hands up. Do you wear any knives or anything?
No.
Okay. I just quick pat, because sometimes that's totally fine.
Putting their hands on another man's body.
People forget that they have pocket knives, especially if they do construction. I'm going to have you come back towards my car.
15 hours a day, so.
Okay. So what time did you start this morning?
At 6 o'clock.
You started at 6?
Yeah.
So do you have to, where do you live?
I live in Elbow Lake.
Where's that?
South of Fergus Falls.
Okay, so do you have to drive to, is it in Alec, or that's just where the job is
That's
today?
I work right out of Alexandria every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
How long of a drive is that?
From Elbow Lake.
Okay, I'm going to have you stand in front of my grill here, face your car.
Okay.
Any recent brain injuries?
No.
Concussions?
No.
Tumors?
No.
That you know of? Any lower body injuries that prevent you from walking? Or
no.
I won't have you doing any cartwheels, so you'll be okay.
Right.
Blind in either eye?
No.
Do you wear contacts?
No.
Okay.
Think of this. A hard-working American man who produces for society is answerable to a parasite who leeches off of society?
Just a couple questions I ask. Have you done field sobriety before?
Yeah.
Okay, so I may do stuff very similar, but I also might do it a little different from in the past. I'll explain everything.
Okay.
So you won't be guessing. If you have questions, just ask. Okay? First thing I do is I just take a pulse.
Okay.
So you just relax right here.
Is she a doctor?
And I get my little stopwatch up.
Is she an EMT?
There you go. Yep, and just relax there.
I thought she was law enforcement, not a medical professional.
I know.
It's just the Adderall that you take daily.
Vitamins.
I mean, what makes a cop such an expert on, a medical profession, or somebody is, how much booze they drink, or they're such an analyst in a human behavioral? They're not. They're just law enforcement to enforce the law. And then you got cops out there that said they're such experts in law, like, if you know anybody, like, what are you, a lawyer? What are you, a lawyer? Like the video I did a couple weeks ago about Adrian and Gazelle. And then the cops were kind of questioning, like, you think you know about law? Well, you can look up the law on Google, by God. But cops always go around saying, they say, we're smart, you're stupid, I'm a winner, you're a loser. My goodness.
That's totally fine.
Oh, thanks for telling me that.
Yeah, no shit.
Me at night when I go to bed.
He's telling them everything.
That's what I was going to say. So, next test, it's a Romberg test.
Please, if there's anything that you take away from this video, anything, if Rusty's watching, if anybody's watching, you are not obligated to answer any cop's question. Not even as
you don't have to answer nothing. You can tell them, say, I don't answer questions. I am invoking my Fifth Amendment rights. Say, I don't answer questions. I'm going to exercise my Fifth Amendment to remain silent. I don't need to answer the question. And if they want to hem you up and charge you and arrest you for, hindering hindering the investigation, obstruction, let them. Because you know what? You could take their ass to court and shoot them out. Fight in court, not on the street. If they want to have you up, they'll say, here, take me in. I'm not resisting. Take me right now. Book me in. Because the sooner I can get in, the sooner I get a hold of a lawyer, the sooner I can chew your ass out, and the sooner I can do a FOIA request to sue your department for violating my rights and ruining by putting torture cuffs, putting me back a torture squad car. and put me in a cage where I don't belong.
Pertains to traffic law.
Yeah.
Corporate traffic law. You don't have to answer. You can be nice about it. You can be cordial. You can put it off on somebody else. Just say, hey, my attorney has advised me, and I've seen many ex-cops advise me that it's not a good idea for me to answer any law enforcement questions. Do you think it's a good idea to answer the questions of law enforcement?
Test. So feet completely together. Toes touching, arms by your side. What I'm going to tell you to, and when I tell you to, you're going to tilt your head back and you're going to close your eyes. While you do that, you're going to estimate the passage of 30 seconds. In your head, however you do it. When you believe 30 seconds has passed, you're going to tilt your head down just like you are now and open your eyes and say stop. Any questions with that?
Might be that close? Can be that
they have to be touching, if you can.
Right.
Any reason that they would have to be apart?
It just kind of feels a little weird.
Yeah, because we don't usually stand like that. But for this test, yes, you'll stand like that. Any questions?
No.
So I tell you when to start, and you're going to tell me when to stop.
Eyes open, closed?
Eyes closed.
Eyes closed.
Yep. So I'll tell you when to start. I'll make sure nobody's coming.
Rusty's being so
you can begin.
agreeable
How'd you get
and obedient. He does what she tells him to do, and now she asks him, how did you determine 30 seconds? Not only I want you to determine what you think the passage of 30 seconds is, I want you to tell me how you determine that.
Get there?
What do you mean?
How'd you get there?
What do you mean?
How'd you get to 30? Did you count? Did you just guess? Did you I just asked?
Yeah.
Counted in your head?
Counted in my head. Was I close?
You're close.
Okay.
You'd be surprised at the answers I get.
That's the psyop of this whole thing. They act like they're your buddy, they're your friend. They do a lot of smiling and joking around and stuff. And the whole time, they've got you detained against your will. And if you try to run from them, if you try to get away, if you just try to walk away, they will apprehend you. They'll tackle you. They'll tase you. If they have to, they'll pull their firearm out at you and they'll shoot at you. These people are sick.
You're a little taller than I am, so I'm going to have you have a seat on this chair. Well, I shouldn't say chair, but it'll be your chair for this. What I'm going to do is you're going to follow the tip of my finger with your eyes and your eyes only. It'll be going side to side. Try not to move your head side to side with it. Just keep your head exactly straight on, and you're just moving our eyes. Any questions with that?
No.
You said you're not blind in either eye?
No, astigmatism, but I can see good enough to just test.
I got those too. Makes my contacts more expensive. See my finger?
Yep.
Okay.
Just going to fast forward here.
Okay, relax your eyes. This next one's also an eye test. What I do is I make 2 big circles around your face.
They just do another stupid test. I'll fast forward through that too.
Let your eyes relax. Not seeing cross-eyed anymore.
Did you do okay?
Your eyes were able to cross.
Thank you.
Yeah, some people they just...
Not only is Rusty going to do okay, he's about to blow triple zeros.
People just can't cross their eyes.
I'm going to go and fast forward through this as well. Just all these ridiculous tests that every police officer would fail because it's all subjective.
So this one's a one-leg stand test, and I'll have you take a step.
We're not going to go through the one-leg stand test.
Yeah, this crap is crap.
Just going to buzz through this as well for the sake of time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, here's another thing, too. If a cop ever tells you to take their field sobriety test, refuse it, because if you take it, even if you, I mean, here's another thing, too. Some people say, oh, stand on one leg, da-da-da-da-da, you know, oh, you like that. No, because, I mean, some people have balance check. People can't stand on one leg because they have balance check or just can't do it, or people, you know, their touches are not that good. So I would say refuse it. I would just say you refuse it, and if they want to take you in, take a breathalyzer test. It's much better just take a breathalyzer test. Don't submit to their field sobriety test, because that's the excuse for them. And if you demand to take one, guess what? Boom, you're screwed. You're screwed.
1,000, 14, 1,000, 15, 1,000. Sorry.
No, you're okay. No need to apologize.
No need to apologize. It's designed to fail anyway. You've already failed in my mind. We're taking you in anyway, Rusty.
Take a pulse again. You can have a seat again.
I truly don't know how these people can sleep at night. They do another test. He passes that one.
Yep.
Anything alcohol-wise today?
No.
Or in the last 24 hours? Anything in your mouth?
No.
Stick your tongue out.
Another barrage of questions.
So I get lied to every day, so we'll just knock that PBT out. How does that sound? Sound good?
I get lied to every day, says the professional liar who is trained to lie and deceive others.
Yep.
Did we have a DWI in the past before?
Yes.
What was that one for? Drugs or alcohol? What was that? Okay. Was that your drug of choice? Was it your drug of choice? How'd we end up using it then?
It really kills me that people think in this day and age that it will end up in your favor to answer every question the cops launch at you.
Oh, yeah. And here's another thing, too. It just makes me and grapples me that, let's say you were an alcoholic back then, or you were, let's say back then you were in drugs. Say you did crack or you did meth. Constantly, you know, all of a sudden, you get clean for like, you say you're clean 3, 4, 5, 10 years. But of course, and all of a sudden they want to, like, you talk about, and they want to, like, oh, you used back then, but you're clean now? But they want to act like you're, once a junkie, always a junkie. Once a criminal, always a criminal. Once a convict, always a convict. Once a loser, always a loser. Like, you know, cops have the attitude like, oh, everybody's guilty. Everyone's suspect. Everybody is suspicious. They don't care about you. Unbelievable.
Had it in it.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
When's the last time we used meth?
July 7th, 2020.
2020.
Rusty, they've already chalked you up as a drug user and abuser.
How often did we use it in the past? Pretty often.
Oh, when I lose my insurance.
Yep, there it is, right there. There it is. Like Brian said, you know, they have the attitude. Once a criminal, always a criminal. Once a, you know, a thief, always a thief. Once a drug user, always a drug user. Once an alcohol, always an alcoholic. You know, like maybe, you know, like, oh, once a deadbeat father, always a deadbeat father. And that's how it is. They treat you like the minute you replace the system, oh, they're going to look at you like you're a criminal. Because cops look at you. They look in your record, you know, like that. Even if you have a moving violation, a moving or traffic violation, you're a criminal. You've been busted by the law. You've been a wrong side of trick. So we're going to treat you like a piece of crap that you are. Oh, you used 10 years ago? Well, you're probably a junkie. Oh, you drank booze, you're alcoholic, but you've been clean for 5 years? Well, you're nothing but a skunky, fucking filthy redneck alcoholic. Yeah. Make that make sense.
Adderall.
Oh, gotcha. Blow, 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 blow.
Fuck.
Here we go. 000.
Yep. Here it is. Here it comes. Right there. 0000, Ralph. Yep.
Zeros. You were
0. Oh. You were taking them off, right? Wrong.
Okay.
And now Rusty's probably relaxing, looking at his watch, going, "Good, I get to make my daughter's graduation." Not so fast, Rusty. Megan's got a plan for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll say he blew 0. He said, "I'm in the clear. I gotta go watch my glacier." Yeah. I say, yeah, Rusty, you're thinking, I'm about ready to take out about 5 minutes. I'm in the clear. I'm probably getting a citation or a ticket. Rusty, you're thinking right? Wrong. Megan's about to fuck you over. Just like how she killed another guy. Yeah. That's how narcissistic Megan and the Minnesota State Troopers are. You know, the same guy that Megan unalived by Charles Banks. Oh yeah, here it comes. Here's the money shot. Wait for it.
When you lose your insurance for Adderall.
I have always said that I'm going to get my degree one day. And it's something that my parents and my brothers are always asking me. They're like, "Are you in school yet?" And I'm like, "Well, maybe." But now it's real, and now it's like very concrete. It's something that I feel really confident about. This degree is going to help me move forward in the future because I now have something to do outside of sport. I'm not just really strong or really fast. I have the skills that I need to move on in my life. If you're considering going back to school and you're maybe worried about the time commitment, I would say just do it. You're never too old or too inexperienced or it's been too long. You can just go back. It's never too late. It doesn't matter how big of a step you take. You can take 1 class, you can take 4. As long as you're doing it and getting it done, you're gonna be progressing and you'll get there eventually. This is my comeback. Start your comeback today at purdueglobal.edu.
Yeah, that's my insurance.
How long ago?
Oh, that's years ago. I'm going on.
Are you on probation or anything?
No.
When's the last time we used meth?
July 7th, 2020.
Cocaine?
No, I haven't used that since I was in high school.
Oh,
How
Rusty.
do we take our Adderall?
Orally. I have my prescription with me if you'd like to see it.
Do you have it? Yes, I'd like to see it. No weapons that are in there, just since we're going back to our car?
Our car.
Okay.
That's absolutely fine. Yep. Just, I'm going to ask you again, no drugs or
Absolutely
anything
not.
in there?
I get drug tests. I got Class A. I drive commercial vehicles, so.
Okay. So you take this?
Oh, you drive commercial vehicles for a living, do you, Rusty? Well, Megan's going to change that for you.
How often?
Once a day.
Once a day? How many do you get prescribed? 30? What day is it today?
The 31st.
So how come we have a tab and a half?
Probably because on the weekend, maybe I felt like taking a half tab instead of a whole one.
Did we just take a half tab today? Tonight?
Not tonight. No, I haven't had one since this morning.
Okay. So
Did we just take?
I gotta work again tomorrow morning. I only take them in the morning, so.
Oh, okay.
With my metformin.
What's the metformin?
Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you, I'm on metformin too.
What's that one for?
Diabetes.
Oh, okay. So, we're supposed to take it every day.
Yeah, that's.
And this was prescribed in April 17th, right?
Yeah.
So do we not take it every day?
Sometimes not on the weekends, or I just think I have one. I don't have work, so.
She's going out of her way to pin this guy to the wall, and it's infuriating.
Okay.
Weekends I kind of relax and just veg out. So I've had it over. Just chill. I don't need to be so focused on the weekend.
Yeah.
So that's been filled over a month and a half ago, and
yeah, I see that.
I still got 1.5 left. So
I saw that. Can we stay out of our pockets though?
Can we stay out of our pockets?
You're about to lose your mirror.
Yeah, deer hit me.
How did we use the meth in the past? Besides just that one or that drink in it, did we smoke it or snort it or shoot it?
Oh no, I don't.
No needles.
Never, no.
How did we use it in the past?
How in the hell can this be considered protecting and serving the public in Minnesota? How? This is harassment. This is roadside piracy and banditry. This is pure evil. Megan would not want this done to her or anybody she loves if she has the capacity to love, and I don't think she does.
Snort it.
You snort it? Do you have your septum? Look up.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever looked in somebody's nose after
looking
they
up his nose?
Yeah, I haven't snorted anything in 4 years.
Okay.
Just about. So
just smoked it then?
No, I haven't smoked in 3.5 since July 7th of 2020.
Okay. So you're showing a lot of signs of stimulant use beyond a prescribed dosage. So I don't know if you took it at 6 a.m., right?
Yeah.
And took 30 milligrams, you're way too stimmed out right now for that. So when's the last time we actually took an Adderall pill?
6 o'clock this morning.
Okay, so what else would we have that's making you stim?
Nothing. I don't have no caffeine, no pop. I drink bottles of water. Last time I had encounters with the cops, they were at the wrong room. They tased me 6 cops tased me 12 times.
You don't fight with cops, do you?
No.
Just that once?
I didn't fight with them that time either.
Well, if you got tased 12...
So she assumes he fought with cops. She's going to assume that the cops were the good guys and he was the bad guys, or else why would you get tased 12 times? No cop in his right mind who's doing good is going to tase you 12 times unless you're being a bad guy. She's already...
Yeah. I mean, yeah, here it is. And here's another situation like that. It's like, if you're arrested and you're mouthing up the cops, or you're like saying, fuck the police, or have fuck the cops, say, like Eric Brandt said, oh, you must have been, you're fine with the cops, you're still like that, you must have been a bad criminal, you're a bad guy, you're a horrible criminal, like crazy. That's what it is. Just because you had a brush with the cops, or you shut your mouth up, like what happened to me about 20 years ago. I was coming home from a buddy's house, and I had a run-in with some cops out there because someone trying to break into the golf course, a pro shop, and it wasn't even me. But some cop gave me some lip about it. You know, I actually had my First Amendment. I called him a tyrant, I called him a pig, and all of a sudden, what happened now? It's some cops like, hey, I heard you had a run in with that guy. Why you got a big mouth? You hate the cops? You hate the police? Huh? See, man? No, I don't hate the cops. I just hate dirtbags that got violent my rights when I do nothing wrong. That's what it's all about.
I've already come to a conclusion on who Rusty is and the kind of person he is.
Times that wasn't very cooperative.
You know, I was face down and got tased 12 times and put in a coma. So,
how long ago was that?
A few years ago.
Man.
Okay. So, so
I get nervous around cops a little bit, you know.
And I can get that. But have I
was the wrong person, wrong room, wrong everything.
But I've never given you a reason to be nervous, right?
You are right now, and what you're about to do to this guy is unconscionable. So your fellow Thin Blue Line gang buddies, whatever state they were in, you all run in the same club, terrorized this guy on American soil, teasing him. Who tases who 12 times? Sounds like they got the wrong guy. We've seen this before. Glendale, remember Glendale, Arizona? You've got Johnny Wheatcroft being tased 11 times, twice in the private parts, in front of his screaming, terrorized kids. He had done absolutely nothing wrong. Got a big settlement out of that, but at what cost? It could have cost him his life. He had to go to jail. No telling what can happen to you in jail.
Well, you're telling me I'm overstimulated, and I just passed your sobriety test. And
now you're getting agitated, which makes me a little nervous.
You cannot win with a psychopath. There's always going to be something that you did wrong, even if what you did was good. And even if showing nervous signs from roadside terrorists like this is just a normal thing. So if you show that you're normal, that's got me a little concerned. I'm a little scared right now. The hair's raising at the back of my neck. I may have to draw my taser on you. This guy over here getting in position, flanking him.
Hey, am I getting arrested for DWI, or are we going in, or what
are you going to be cooperative?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you are under arrest.
Wow.
Yes, so your cooperation means large, okay?
Means large.
I am going to stack it so it's a little bit more comfortable.
Okay, so I'm missing my daughter's graduation.
Okay.
I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to make you comfortable in your torture cuffs.
We'll try to...
As I deprive you from the ability to go see your daughter graduate.
To make this fast, okay?
What do we do? Go take a drug test?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank God. I didn't make it by 7. Oh, I can pass the drug test.
Okay, but the thing is,
yes.
Do you have somebody that can come get you? Because if I'm arresting you for a DWI...
Did you see her face? Watch her face when he goes, oh, thank God, I'm gonna be able to make it. Look at her.
I didn't make it by 7.
Were you born between 1970 and 1979? If so, you need to hear this. Right now, men born in the 70s are claiming a $1,000 Home Depot gift card, and most people haven't even heard about it yet. You basically get to go on a $1,000 shopping spree at Home Depot without paying anything. And why is this even happening? Because there's this marketing campaign right now targeted only to 70s babies. All they want is for you to fill out this super quick 1-minute survey. And they're giving away these $1,000 gift cards. But here's the catch. This deal won't be around forever, and it's already going viral. So click the link and get yours now before they run out. All it takes is a quick form. No payments, no credit card, and you're in line for your gift card. And the last time they did something like this, people snagged this deal so fast they ran out in less than a day. If you were...
He goes, oh, thank God, I'm gonna be able to make it. Look at her.
I didn't make it by 7. Oh.
You know you're doing wrong, Megan.
Yeah.
You know you deserve to be in jail, Megan, for doing this
Rusty
to your fellow
deserve.
man.
You deserve in jail.
It's evil.
Mega Boser.
You gotta share this video.
Illegal
Let
kidnapping.
everybody know. Why can we never find good apples? Megan's not a good apple. Zach's not a good apple. There's no good apples that I see. No good apple
They're scum.
is in any of these departments. Otherwise, these people would not only be stopped, they'd be charged, they'd be convicted, and they would be jailed. They deserve to go to jail. They deserve to have their pensions liquidated.
Dude, the illegal arrest or people like this. Yo,
okay, but the thing is...
Paycheck gone, pension gone.
Do you have somebody that can come get you? Because if I'm arresting you for a DWI...
Mandatory.
Oh, I'll pass your drug test.
No, sir. So what's going to happen, and I'll explain it to you, is we have to go in for a BCA drug test, which I don't get the results for today.
So I'll be in jail overnight?
Can you just listen for 1 second? Are you going to be cooperative the entire time?
Yes. Can I grab my wallet? Can you give me
I'll grab all your wallet and stuff.
I can't even call my daughter, tell her I'm not going to make her graduation. Oh, my God.
Try to relax here, okay?
Now it's sinking in.
Face your car for me.
Now it's sinking in for him. These cops are ruining his life.
Do you want the cash left in the car, or do you want to take it with you?
Take it with me.
Okay.
What about it?
We are in Little Falls.
Why do you think I'm overstimulated? I don't understand.
So I'm a drug recognition evaluator.
Right.
And you're showing signs, numerous signs of...
Like what?
Like...
I took you my prescription.
You wanted that with you, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. Come on back with me.
I'd like to call my mom or somebody.
Well, I'll grab your phone. I will. Okay, come on back. Come on back.
Am I going to be in jail overnight?
We'll see.
This is disgusting.
Typically, yes, you would be. But we're going to see how cooperative you are.
I'm going to pass every drug test you got. I have 0 drugs in me.
Okay, go ahead.
No pot, no pump.
See how confident Rusty is? He knows he's innocent. He knows he's not driving under the influence of anything. Megan's already determined that he's passed his field sobriety test, even though she's going to say that he didn't, and he blew 000. And he will get a blood test, and we will get the results of those blood tests back straight from Rusty. He'll tell us exactly what the test showed.
No milk, no nothing. Just Adderall.
Okay, have a seat.
That's what it was.
Your sunglasses
Here,
with?
Yeah, Adderall, a legal prescription over the counter. People take Adderall. People take like ibuprofen or Tylenol. It's legal, over-the-counter prescription. People do have prescription over-the-counter to help their, for their PTSD, anxiety. Maybe there's a reason why Rusty takes, Adderall. It's legal, perfectly legal. But you got cops out there who want to take, like, if you take Tylenol, ibuprofen, oh, it's illegal. Oh, yeah, you got to go to jail. You're taking illegal drugs. I mean, what's next? Are they going to sit there? You're drinking soda pop, a kind of Pepsi or Coca-Cola. Oh, that's caffeinated. That's illegal. That's a drug. That's what they do.
Go ahead and look at it right now. Just Adderall. That's exactly what it was.
Adderall.
Under one of his videos on his
drug.
channel, and I'll leave the link in the description for you. Look what it says right here. Yes, I did the BCA toxicology report. Showed amphetamine in my system at 0.034, which is akin to my 30 milligrams of Adderall a day that I take. So vindicated. The tests have vindicated him and have condemned the law enforcement agent who took away his freedom and deprived him of his right and his freedom to go see his daughter graduate.
So you want me to leave?
Yo, you know what? All to make a name for herself. Oh, yeah. Megan Boser does that shit to make a name for herself. That's what cops do, to make a name for herself.
Yeah, try to relax. I'm going to turn some air on for you, okay?
Try to relax. That's what psychopaths say as they're mentally tormenting you.
Turn the heat off. Air's on, okay?
He's crying. He's crying.
She's valedictorian?
70 hours a week. I can't believe this.
Did you hear what he said? I work 70 hours a week. I put her through school. She's valedictorian? Wow. Oh my God. I'm ruining your life. I mean, who does this? Who does this? Oh, she's valedictorian? I'm taking you in. You're going to spend the night in jail. Valedictorian. That's so great.
I just drug free and going.
What's wrong?
I intend set free. I go to church.
Okay, hold on, okay?
She doesn't care. Listen.
I don't know. Is your dash camera on? Okay, it looked like mine wasn't on, but my body camera was on, so...
She doesn't care.
Okay. Yeah, I just went to turn on my back seat and my front camera wasn't on, but my...
I was trying to position myself to, like, see.
That's perfect. And my squat, I didn't have the driving, so what did you see at driving conduct?
Yeah, well, he's got a cracked windshield, and then he has an inoperable passenger side brake light.
Okay.
And then, yeah, he was kind of jerky. He didn't cross over any lines when I was behind him.
Yep.
He, like, jerky.
Yep. Yep.
He was kind of jerky, didn't cross over. There was no jerking. I showed it to you in fast speed. If you're going to see jerking, you would see the jerking. He didn't break any traffic laws. Tail light out, cracked windshield. Give him a citation. Those are bogus, but give him a citation and let him go about his business. Blowing 000s kills me.
Yeah, so ours the caller had them all over.
Shut up.
So his Adderall he's not taking as prescribed. It's a pill and a half. He was fidgeting that whole...
The caller had him all over. That's hearsay. And you're taking it as though it's holy writ.
Whole time. So did you see during HGN his fingers on his leg too?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like this the whole time on his leg.
This pisses me off, man.
And I'm just going to document on body camera that he is not taking as prescribed. It says take 1 tablet per mouth per day. Over the 30 days, he got a pill and a half. I don't know. He's... Yep, did you see him start to...
Yeah, that's why I was kind of creeping around the car.
He kind of got agitated, and then he got tased 12 times. I'm like, that tells me you weren't very happy.
Yeah, I saw we were edging towards telling he was under arrest. I knew it was coming soon.
Yeah.
I was like, creeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was flanking him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're laughing about flanking an innocent man. Yeah, I saw he was getting a little agitated. I saw you agitating him, and I saw him acting naturally to your agitation techniques. And I started flanking him because, if I had to pounce, I'd be pouncing.
You just never know anymore. I'm going to put his money in this one.
Big dude.
Very big dude.
Would that be correct?
I'm going to quick do a tow log. Hopefully, I wonder who they got.
If you fill it out, I can sit on it if you want.
Yeah, because it'll take me a little bit to do the search warrant.
Jesus.
I'm just going to leave his
Yeah.
Adderall in.
Doing great, Megan. Treating Rusty like a hardcore criminal, like he's a felon convict. Over the fucking Adderall.
Yes, sir. What's that?
You go to my daughter's graduation, I promise you there's been no drugs.
So even if you can still get a DUI.
Megan missed his graduation daughter.
Okay, you're showing signs of impairment caused by the prescriptions. Even if it's not a prescription, it's a stimulant of some kind. What I am going to do for you, because you're late.
There she goes, talking about, you're showing signs of this, you're showing signs of that.
You're not going to make it in time. This man right here is trying to appeal to her humanity.
And he's failing.
And it's a vain effort because I don't think there can be any humanity left when you put on that uniform and you think you have authority over your fellow man.
There's
I
no
call somebody to let them know I can't let you. We have to do this process.
They don't give a fuck about your rights. They don't give a fuck about you.
We can. I can't
fabricate shit,
my hands are
make up
tied.
Graduation, please.
I know.
Please.
So I'm just gonna, we're gonna get going and we're gonna get to.
I swear to God, I've done no drugs, please.
So I can't. We're under arrest for DWI. But do you want to call somebody quick to let them know you won't make it in time? Do you want to do that or do you want to wait?
Yes, call someone.
Okay. What's your pen?
I ain't gonna get like that.
Do you want your hands or can you go off to the
Am
side?
I gonna be in jail overnight, all weekend, or what? I gotta work tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
You're gonna deprive me of my child's graduation. You're going to potentially ruin my life by slapping me with the DWI, and my job is driving a semi dump truck. You've got to be freaking kidding me. And now they're going to make a determination on him because he refused to give this badged tyrant his PIN code to his phone.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question, but first I'm going to read you something, right? You're under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have a right to an attorney and have an attorney present during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you with little to no cost. Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
So now I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to explain everything, so at least then if you answer a question, I read you that. When was your last DWI? Was it within 10 years?
2019.
19, it is 24 now. Okay, so we're within 10, so it would be a third-degree DWI. You're still not required
third-degree DUI, unfucking real.
Okay?
Unreal.
So, I'm not going to make you sit all night. But can somebody come get you at 7 in the morning to get you to work? Well, you can't drive, because I'm arresting you for being impaired while driving.
I promise you, I'm not impaired.
We're impaired by prescription medication.
I'm not impaired. I drove a semi all day.
Okay, but...
This is called DWI by psychopathic edict.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just telling you what you're under arrest for, and what I see are the signs of impairment.
I ran out of my Ozempic yesterday. My blood sugar's probably high.
Okay, so even that's not going to cause what I'm seeing. But I did bring I think you have insulin, right? Or we have something? What was in that little thing with a finger prick and it looked like a blood sugar testing and it looked like one thing of, was that Ozempic or was that insulin?
Probably that was it.
Ozempic. Oh, geez, how do you really have insulin or having a blood sugar test?
Get my prescription.
Make your blood sugar
And we can have the hospital check your blood as well.
My God.
But I'm just
listen, you're find my system in my Adderall, and you're not going to find a high level. You're going to find it within normal range.
Okay, wow. Then that's what we're going to find.
Well,
and that is what they found. There you go again.
Yep.
0.034, consistent with his dosage.
Die out of that?
Legal prescription drug.
For this or what?
So this is one getting
my job.
I know.
Legal.
So
imagine having a profession where you can actually put somebody's livelihood and life on the chopping block.
The blood doesn't come back for like 2-3 months. So everything stays as is for 3 months.
For nothing.
Especially if you have a history of interacting with the police, or that your name is on their database or a record. You know, it's like they look at you like, whoa, you're an interaction, you're a bad guy, you're a horrible person, you're a criminal. Well, yeah, everybody at one time or another is probably broken off. I would say almost everybody. You know, it's like me. I've got a record for 99, record days of the firearm, 296 DUI. Does it make me a criminal, horrible person? Well, I guess the people like Fellamon, Duckbot, Suckenhub, and Chove, it does. But to a large person, hell no. Hell no. They're like, just making it, oh, Rusty, you're a horrible criminal. You're a piece of shit. You're a menace to society. Oh, my God.
Then you can take it to court. You can fight it in court. You can do whatever.
Yeah.
But that's the process that goes.
How long will it take for you to release me? I can't drive my car out of here.
Absolutely not. I just arrested you for a DWI.
I'm not going to make a graduation.
No, we're not making a graduation tonight. So that's where we're at now. And we try to make this as fast as possible.
So heartbroken.
I know. So move your knee in, okay? Okay. So you didn't want to give me, or didn't want to do the passcode for his phone, which also tells me.
So there are a lot of Medicare insurance agencies in the country. You have a lot of local brokers. What's different about Boomer Benefits that
I didn't want to do the passcode for his phone.
Yeah, but you know, I've seen time and time again calls out, oh, you can find a court, but I think you'd be better off to plead it out. But they say, oh, I'll tell you what, if you plead out to discharge, you'll only face this one misdemeanor. But if you try to find in court, we're going to rack out 4 charges. And if you try to FOIA request us and make a complaint against fire, we're going to rack up 3 more felonies on you. Seen it before.
Which also tells me.
Which also tells you what? Would you give your passcode for your phone to a stranger?
Hell
especially
no.
To a psychopathic stranger who's in the process of kidnapping you for no reason? You got to be kidding me, Meg.
Yeah, especially this Megan chick is about to ruin Rusty's life by escorting him to make all these fucking charges, make sure he gets booked and spend a day or 2 in jail, and she wants to passcode the phone? Fuck off. You don't need anything like that. Bitch, you want a passcode? Get a warrant. It's simple as that. Simple as that. And that's the one thing that Rusty did right. Not give the passcode. Thank God he had a decent brain and said, I don't need to give him a passcode. And she took that as an insult, and she didn't like that.
How can you even look in the mirror?
Yeah,
how can you go to
shit,
family
man.
functions or sleep at night?
Fuck.
You know, Thanksgiving and Christmas and holidays, or when you spend time with your family, are you going to tell them what you did to this innocent man? Do they know what you did to this innocent man? Do they know what kind of daughter you are? What kind of granddaughter you are? Possibly what kind of mother you are?
Oh, yeah. Hey, how about this? Hey, Megan, does your family know that you offed and unalived Charles Bangs for a botched traffic stop back in Minnesota? Do they know that? Do they know that? Who knows? I don't know. Probably not. Unless they find out the news. But I bet you Megan Boser can, tries to skewer that stuff and hide it. Say, like, that way she can put that little princess woman smile. Say, I'm a princess. I'm such a good little female. I'm a good woman. I'm a pillar of the community. Everybody loves me. Yeah. I doubt that. I bet there's more people. I bet there's 5 times as many that maybe hate her guts around her community versus the people that adore and like her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What kind of spouse you are?
What
kind of person you are?
Yeah.
Same with you, Zach.
Scumbag.
So he said this is Olympic, so he won't be. And it's empty.
This is another consideration. When people go to jail, they're on medication. And if they're deprived from medication in jail, they can suffer some serious, painful withdrawals. They can die, and they do die.
You know, and when people, it's like people have to take medication regularly for a certain medication, you know, a medical condition. And the fact that they're sitting in jail for hours, if not days, they can have irreversible side effects that could permanently injure, you know, have irreversible damage, or even they can die from stuff like that. But do they care about that? No, they don't. They don't care. Like, what if Rusty needed his insulin for his blood sugar, and he doesn't get that? He can have an irreversible effect like that. But are they going to care? No, they're just going to laugh at him like that. It's disgusting. Disgusting.
Because they're deprived of their medication.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't think about that. When somebody gets incarcerated, their life can end, even if nobody touches them.
Yep.
Well, it's like,
that's true.
Oh. So it's what everybody's using right now.
Yeah. You know, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit. And it makes me think, I got a friend that takes medication for her depression, her PTSD and anxiety. And she also takes one other thing, I can't remember off the top of my head. But the thing she was telling me the other day was, if she was to ever get locked up, and if she was to go through a night or 2 nights in jail without her medication, she would have an irreversible effect. It would really damage her bad. Will she die? No, but it would be irreversible effect. You know, in this day and age, people need medication. You know, and people have different, like, diabetes conditions. But cops don't give a fuck. You know, they don't give a fuck if you're autistic, have PTSD, or you're cerebral impulsive. They don't, you know, like, because they go around, they just laugh and mock you. Think they're better you are. It's disgusting.
Now for weight loss, it's to help your insulin levels within.
What the flip?
I know. And listen to that, man. That's Rusty, man. My heart breaks for him right now. It really does. God, it just breaks like that. And I'm so angry. I'm so angry at her, Megan, her stupid partner, Chad. And she probably just getting thrilled up there. Just entering the little shit computer like that, you know, just entering like that. And she, you know, she ain't saying nothing, but you know, she's smiling ear to ear, said, I love it. I get to go home but I get to ruin someone's life. You know, that's what exactly what she's saying. She's got that witches. Disgusting.
What is that?
2009 Gold Kia. License status valid. NCIC person clear. NCIC clear.
Valid person clear.
Mm-hmm.
License status valid. NCIC person
valid.
Clear. NCIC clear.
Valid. Clear.
One hand is going numb, ma'am.
Which foot? Which hand?
Which foot?
Okay, let me take a peek at it, okay?
The only person under the influence here is Megan and Zach. They're drunk on their own power.
Yep.
Which hand?
Yeah. They are. They're influenced. They're drunk and high off of fucking corruption power. Just like Brian said.
This one right?
This one?
This one right here.
Okay.
So she has him step out, and she adjusts the cuffs to the front.
So he's got mood swings. He'll start crying, stop crying.
Watch, we'll go back here before this comment. He makes another final plea to her.
I have a bottle of water in my backpack. Can I get that by chance?
Yeah, I'll grab it. But we can't have it until after we do the blood.
Okay.
Just because, like we said, we've already drank meth before, so I'm going to make sure there's...
Is there a way we can read that up? Maybe I can hitch, I can make it there in time.
We'll try to figure something out. Just hang tight. So he's got mood swings. He'll start crying, stop crying. Sweaty.
And guess what, Megan? Guess what he's not doing? He's not doing anything violent to his fellow human being.
Nope.
Okay, this is a signed search warrant saying that failure to provide a test is an additional charge. Okay, come on out. What don't you like? Work? You don't like it?
No.
I feel like I would get bored.
From 6 to 9 every day.
And what company is it for?
Markley, 15-hour days.
I've never heard of that company.
15-hour days.
Yeah.
Probably because it's...
Do they at least pay okay?
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
You look back at the clock.
Yeah, but she don't care. She just hoped that she'd probably get a bigger smile than knowing he got fired and lost his job.
And he's still thinking that he could make the graduation.
It's only a half an hour drive to work. That's not bad.
Is there supposed to be powder in the tubes? I'm not getting set up here.
Oh gosh, no. Supposed to be powder in the That just keeps it from clotting inside the tube because it gets sent through the mail.
Oh, okay.
No, we're not setting you up.
Whoa, almost everybody.
No,
That's the first time I've ever heard anybody say that to me.
Oh, we wouldn't set you up. You blew triple zero.
We would try to frame you. We would set you up. No, not us.
We're not setting you up in any way. You freaking psychos.
What? I know.
How out to lunch can you be?
That's funny. Which one do you work?
Fuck, better. How out of service can you be, or how could I say, shut down for the duration? Oh my God. Oh. Jesus.
Will it be indulged for the night, or are you gonna go home?
Thank you, ma'am. So we won't make graduation. Per my policy, I have to bring you to jail. It's my discretion whether I hold you till Monday or not. Because this is your first DWI. It's your second, correct? So 3rd degree. Not.
If I can have someone come pick me up, will you let me go home?
In the morning. It's about the best I can do.
I can't get to work tomorrow.
Can somebody pick you up before
Tonight?
or on the way?
Tonight they can't come get me tonight.
So they always hold for 12 hours at 7 p.m. But I can do, because what they usually do in the mornings, because it's all in the jail time. Otherwise, you'd have to wait till 11 to see a judge. We're not going to do that.
She's going to act now like she's doing him a favor, doing him a good deed, trying to pull some strings so that his discomfort won't be so great when he goes to jail.
Yeah, she's trying to say, oh, anyway, hey, I'll help you call somebody so you get bonded out. That way you can get out, because Rusty, I don't want you to miss your job, but you're going to have to, whoever is going to pay you, has going to pay some money to us. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait till 11 o'clock and be late for work and see a judge for your 3rd degree misdemeanor charge, which you're going to have to answer for, and you're going to have to probably do some time community service and pay some more money.
You won't be there by 6 because I doubt the jail will release you before breakfast. Just because they have so much stuff going on.
Someone can come get me tonight?
I can't, no.
Earlier you said you thought
Sure
you
she could.
So that...
Of course she could. She could exercise that discretion too. She just chooses not to.
Yeah.
Because she wants one over on somebody. She wants to make sure she's in control.
Somebody would have
She wants to be say, I gotta go right to the bus. That's what it's all about.
An hour and a half, maybe sooner.
Because your car's towed. It's at raised towing, so you can't drive.
Yeah, that's
so
please just release me.
Who would... So here's the thing. We're gonna put that in this. It's between you and I. I'm already doing you a huge favor by not holding you till Monday.
Oh,
wow.
The psycho's doing you a huge favor.
Not hold till Monday.
Can you be late tomorrow morning?
Wow.
Because I have to release you to a sober party, but I can't sit around and wait for an hour and a half for somebody to come get you. And the jail's not going to sit there for an hour. So the best I can do is they'll release you tomorrow morning at 6:30.
If Dan can be here in a half hour from Alexandria, can you come pick me up?
Who?
My coworker Dan. If I can get hold of a coworker to come pick me up from Alec, will you release me tonight, please?
Is your mailing address correct?
Yes.
Okay.
In Alec, yes.
So when's the last time we took our Adderall?
This morning at 6 a.m.
Okay. When is the last time we used meth or a controlled substance?
July 7th, 2020.
So why am I seeing so many signs of stimulant use?
I don't
So
know. I don't know. I don't know what you're seeing.
Okay.
Listen to this cop-splaining. Wow.
We're not taking our Adderall.
Cop-splaining, cop-lying.
You have a pill and a half in there.
Unreal.
You're not taking it daily. Honesty.
It's over a month and a half prescription, and I still got some left.
I see that.
So it's not
You have
good.
a pill and a half, which you're not supposed to have any halves, right?
Megan is working overtime for the hate.
So what are we doing with that? Taking it a pill
sure
and a
is.
half at a time, sometimes.
She really is over. She's working overtime for that pension.
So,
woo!
Can your friend come get you tomorrow morning at 6:30?
I'll be working.
That's what I can do. Somebody's got to come get you in the morning.
Really?
Yes. Is there somebody that can line that up at least, so I won't have to hold you?
I can have Sally come and pick me up tomorrow morning at 6:30.
Okay, and we'll ask the jail staff, because it should be the night crew, if they would release you any sooner than that.
Okay, before then?
We can ask, but I can't guarantee it.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yes, please.
That's the best I can do. Otherwise,
Best
you'd
you
have to
can
stay
do,
till
huh?
Monday, and I don't
Best you can
wanna
do.
that to you. You've been cooperative with me.
Okay. No, I can have someone here in the morning to pick me up.
Okay, so when we get to the jail, we'll ask to see if they would be willing to release you at 5 to maybe get you to work on time.
Okay.
If they say no, they say no. If they say 6:30 after breakfast, that's the answer.
Okay.
You can respect that with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to use my phone, but I really don't want to give up my passcode to you guys.
But I wasn't gonna use it for your passcode. I don't.
So
need
can I
anything with your phone.
get in
You
my
can
phone?
get a number off of your phone when you're in the jail, but that's the best we can't have your phone. What would you have on your phone that you don't want anybody to see?
No, I just don't want anybody.
License status, valid, NCIC person.
What would you have on your phone, Megan?
Yeah,
that
Megan.
you wouldn't want anybody to see. This is downright evil. This is the epitome of evil. What I'll do is I'll leave the link to the Little Falls Police Department and the Minnesota State Police Facebook page links in the description and in the pinned comment. And I will leave you the link to Rusty's channel.
Oh, we're not done yet. Here's some more. Yes, sir. Remember we were just covering the Minnesota State Troopers? Yes, sir. We were covering Megan Boser and her fellow comrade, the name Jake that shot and alive Charles Banks. Oh yeah, we got more on Megan and Rusty. Here we go. Here it is.
Give me your hands! He's got a gun! He's got a gun, drive side.
I have a very, very important follow-up for you. This is an update from yesterday's video that I just uploaded. Ruthless cops knew he was sober, but tormented him anyway, which follows the story of Rusty, who's getting his life in order. He's been sober for over 4, almost 5 years.
Yep.
He's working hard, 70 hours a week at a job he really doesn't like as a truck driver. He's got a Class A license. He's trying to help his daughter, who's a valedictorian, who's about to graduate from high school on this day right here. And he gets off of work. He's on his way to wash up and dress up so that he could attend his daughter's graduation. And then he gets hemmed up by Megan Boser from the Minnesota State Troopers office. And Megan has him blow triple zeros. The guy is clearly sober, in his right mind, is being totally cooperative, and she ties him up anyway. It's a story of psychopathy that literally you just can't make up. You could, but you'd have to be a psychopath to do it. And then it makes you think, what other things is Megan Boser involved in? And let's go ahead and pull up her picture. I've got a photo of her right here within the video. What other thing is Megan Boser involved in that we need to know about? How many other people has Megan hemmed up? How many other people are sitting in prison right now because of her tyrannical actions?
Oh, yeah.
She knows, or she's got a really good...
You know, and Brian makes a point. How many lives has she ruined? How many trumped up charges has she fabricated or stole money? Or people who exert their Constitution Amendment rights? First Amendment, Fourth Amendment right to not be illegally searched and seizure. Or Fifth Amendment right, the right to remain silent. How many times has she arrested people over people excessive rights or not want to speak to her? Or because she claims that they look suspicious or they look like a criminal. Or she runs their name in the background like, oh, you got our history? Well, we got to take you in because you're a hardcore criminal.
The idea that the person she's messing with is innocent.
Yeah.
So we've got a follow-up story on that, and I want to thank Rampage Haxon from the X platform for dropping this link right here, because it turns out Megan was involved in a situation.
Yes, sir.
Where
and I just ran through that. I went
and the
through
man's
another
name
channel.
Is Charles
a great
Bangs.
Channel.
Now we'll get to that story in a second. Why was Charles Bangs in the crosshairs of Megan Boser
Charles
and her
Bangs.
fellow Thin Blue Line gang? I'm going to play some of this video right here. You'll have to understand. You'll have to excuse me.
And
I can't play all of it because YouTube won't let me play all of it. But I will leave a link to the entire video right here. This is where Megan Boser kills Charlie Bangs, B-A-N-G-S.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Here it is.
Give me your hands! He's got a gun! He's got a gun, drive side.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there before this is moments, just fractions of a second before she fires off her first 3 rounds, followed by another 6 by her partner or fellow Thin Blue Line member from the Otter Tail County Sheriff's Office called Dale Haberer. So they both shot Charlie Bangs to death and severely wounded the passenger who was in his vehicle. That's who people like Megan are, and that's what people like Megan do. Now, at this point, a rational person would ask themselves, well, what on earth did Charlie Bangs do that would justify the actions of Megan Boser in eliminating this guy from the face of the earth? So I did some digging and I asked basically what exactly was the probable cause for stopping Charlie Bangs in the first place.
Here it comes.
And I came up with this. The probable cause for stopping Charlie Bangs on April 28, 2022 in Bolis, Minnesota is not explicitly detailed in the available sources with precise legal specificity. But the context and official statements provide enough information to piece together the likely basis. So we don't even have anything definite yet. If we did have something definite, it would mean because there was a statement put out by the Minnesota State Police, and apparently there was no definitive statement as of yet. If you can find it, let me know. So here's an outline of the probable cause for the initial traffic stop. There were 2, Charlie died in the second one, in Mille Lacs County, and the subsequent stop in Morrison County, which is in Bolis, where the fatal shooting occurred based on the narcotics investigation, observed actions, and law enforcement narrative. So here's the probable cause.
Here it is.
Probable cause for the stop. The West Central Drug Task Force was actively investigating Charlie Bangs as part of a narcotics investigation, indicating prior intelligence or evidence linking him to drug-related activities. Let me tell you, as an American, if you don't have the freedom to get involved in drug-related activities, which in your idea might be for the pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness, then you're not free on American soil. We need to get that right out front right now.
Oh, yeah, another thing. Remember, you probably remember, if you watched the video earlier about the first incident, that one deputy named Jake assumed the shotgun passenger was high off of methamphetamine and drugs, which he had no reasonable articulate suspicion at all. No probable cause at all. That cop was making an assumption. That's what it's about. Assumption. Cops, they get a hunch. I remember one time I covered a video last year about a cop pulled over a driver, had his car taken, gave him a warning, but then the cop made an assumption. He had a hunch that the passenger in the car was a violent felon with a warrant. And the passenger said, I don't need to ID myself. I didn't commit no crime. And it kept saying, oh, we know who you are. We believe that you have a warrant. That we believe that you're a convicted felon that is a violent offender. Yeah, that's what cops go on. Assumption. Wake up, ladies and gentlemen.
Around 3 p.m., a Minnesota State Patrol trooper spotted Bangs driving a vehicle in Lax County with 3 passengers, Michael Gene Johnson, Bryant Allen Gouda, and an unidentified individual. The task force's targeted focus on Bangs suggested they had specific information such as informant tips, surveillance, or prior drug-related evidence, for example, suspected distribution or possession. Again, if you are not free to distribute and possess and trade drugs in America, you're not free. Besides that, who do we know that distributes, possesses, and trades and traffics in drugs? Oh, that's right, CVS, Walmart, Walgreens. So these are protected classes of people. There are certain people who can possess and transport and distribute drugs, and there's certain people that they can't. So now we have the law enforcement class, which is just a protection agency that...
I'll tell you who else trades and traffic drugs. 20 states in the United States of America that trade and traffic marijuana, medical, and recreation. Duh, what the fuck? Including Washington, Oregon, California, and 17 other states as well. Damn!
Cuts off the valve of any kind of competition. See, these drug companies, these big pharma companies, do not want competition. And that equals no freedom, but rather enslavement in America. Or just think back to Prohibition from 1920 to 1933. It was long, it was costly, it was failed. It was 13 years of just rampant criminal elements taking advantage of a legislative situation. Crime increased, alcohol abuse increased, speakeasies increased, and there were a whole lot of people evading the law because there ain't nothing wrong in and of itself with possessing, buying, selling, distributing, or transporting alcohol. And they realized that they couldn't enforce this, so in 1933, they got rid of Prohibition. While the sources don't disclose the exact evidence, like warrant, observed transaction, or criminal history, the involvement of a specialized drug task force implies a pre-existing investigation with probable cause to believe Bangs was engaged in illegal drug activity. So this is enough to harass a man and cost him his life? We're all in danger. How many people are innocent who have harmed no one, threatened no one, damaged no one, stolen nobody's property, and they're sitting in jail right now because of the drug war? How many people are dead and buried right now because of the drug war, including civilians and law enforcement and military?
Yeah.
Probable cause could stem from reasonable suspicion of drug trafficking or possession sufficient to initiate a traffic stop for further investigation. So the justification that they use is corporate traffic law. Is corporate traffic law, does that meet the standard of taking a man's life? Is that egregious enough to commit a traffic infraction? Or how about disobeying a cop? So we've got buying, selling, transporting, or distributing drugs is good enough to take a man's life. We've got corporate traffic law, good enough to take somebody's life. We've got, hey, if you don't obey the police, we can take your life. And in all of those situations, there is no real victim. The sources do not confirm a specific traffic violation.
Or it's just like you tell a cop that F off, you call him a pig and tyrant, you tell him to kick rocks, then they retaliate against you. And they go hands on you, you fight back, guess what? They're going to pull a gun on the line for you. They're going to off you. Then they're going to cry, oh, I was fearing for my life. Officer safety. All because you're standing up for your rights. All because you wouldn't comply and kiss the ring.
Like speeding or expired registration, but traffic stops often rely on minor infractions as a legal pretext. It's a legal pretext. It's not a constitutional pretext. It's not a moral pretext. So if you have an order-following agent of the state following a legal pretext, and most legal pretexts are immoral pretexts, then you have a person willing to do that which is immoral for a paycheck. immoral to his fellow man. To investigate broader suspicions, the trooper may have observed a traffic violation or a vehicle issue, like defective equipment, just to justify the stop, though this is not explicitly stated. Here's another way to con you out of your rights in your life. If no traffic violation occurred, the stop could still be lawful based on the Drug Task Force's reasonable suspicion or probable cause from their investigation, as officers can stop a vehicle to investigate felonious activity with sufficient evidence. In other words, there doesn't have to be a victim. All they have to do is assume or suspect there's felonious activity. Bangs allegedly refused, this is the first stop. Bangs allegedly refused to exit the vehicle and pushed a trooper through an open car door, escalating the encounter. Well, the encounter was initiated by a bad...
Well, guess what? Banks was confronted by a cop, but the cop sat there on Mr. Banks and accused him after the traffic stop was initiated. That trooper Jake, gave all the 3 passengers and the driver tickets, some of the tickets. Once a police officer gives you back your ID and they give you the ticket, the traffic stop is over. The cop asked the front passenger, Mr. Banks, if he was on drugs or if he had drug paraphernalia. After that cop, Jake, issued the tickets and like that, traffic stop's over. And at that time, the detainment, the question became illegal at the time. And Mr. Banks he told him, I don't need to answer questions. And he said, what crime have you suspected committed? Being on drugs, it's not a crime. Or maybe the cops suspect he on drugs. Why did he ask him before he had a tip? Why did he get a canine? He never did all that shit like that. So that cop screwed up.
Law enforcer who decided to stop a man who hadn't victimized anybody.
Nope.
So if somebody's at your door other than, say, a cop, and you push them away because they're harassing you, a court of law is going to go, well, to the guy who got pushed away, well, you shouldn't have harassed the guy. I would have pushed you away too.
Yeah.
But somehow it's different if you have a guy with a costume at your window. So he pushes this.
Yeah, it's like this, cop comes to your door or comes to your property, you tell the cop, he said, get lost, and they say, no. They want, all of a sudden, they put their hands on you, like, they say, come here, you need to come with me, You're like, get the fuck off me. You push them away and say, get off my property, Guess what? You're the one getting charged with felony assault. And also, the police department can say that was justifiable. The cop illegally detained you. Cop has no reasonable particular suspicion, no at all. Accuse you of this crime or that crime, and you did no crime on your own property, private property. You tell the cop, Kate Rock, get off my property. He says, no, you need to come with me. Grabs your arm, you push him away. You're the one facing felony assault charge. And the police department is going to say, that cop, it was justifiable. He had reasonable suspicion. But there wasn't any at all. Nothing at all. Because, why? Because the cop was butthurt that the property owner was standing for his Constitutional Amendment rights. That's what it's about. Cops hate it when you stand for your rights.
He fled, initiating a high-speed chase. The cops didn't have to initiate a high-speed chase.
Yeah.
They didn't have to chase him through the streets, because if it's dangerous enough to have one person speeding on the roadways, what about 2, 3, 4, or 5? And we know what they
10.
do. This is groupthink. If they see one of their fellow cops speeding, everybody's going to get in on it because they want that adrenaline rush. During which a substance suspected to be methamphetamine was reportedly thrown from the vehicle, recovered by Miles Lax County deputy and submitted.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The drug evidence they say it was thrown was planted by those cops. Oh, yeah.
For testing, but we don't have those test results back. So we don't know what it was. And even if it was methamphetamine, if you're not free to take that, again, isn't that a violation of the Declaration of Independence, the spirit of the Declaration of Independence, where you have the right to pursue life, liberty, and happiness? If that's your idea of happiness, and that's not a good idea, who am I to tell you you can't do it? And why would I interfere with your life if you did? These actions, resisting officers, fleeing and discarding suspected drugs provided additional probable cause, really, that a crime had been committed? Resisting officers, fleeing and discarding suspected drugs, that's consistent with probable cause that a crime had been committed?
Yeah.
From pursuit and subsequent stops, as they constitute felony level offenses. Well, maybe we need to rethink that. Assault on an officer, fleeing police, and drug possession. Here's the probable cause for the second stop. And here's the context in which Megan fired her weapon and ended the life of Charlie Bangs. After Bangs evaded the initial stop, law enforcement located his vehicle again around 6 p.m. That's 3 hours later in Bolis, Morrison County, with Johnson and Guida as passengers. This stop led to the fatal shooting when Bangs was seen holding a handgun. And if he was, don't you have a right to defend yourself?
Yes.
Prompting Trooper Megan Boser and Deputy Dale Haberer to open fire.
Dale Haberer and Megan Boser.
During the Mille Lacs County stop, pushing a trooper, potentially assault, fleeing a motor vehicle, a felony under Minnesota statutes, and discarding suspected methamphetamine, possible drug possession or trafficking, established probable cause to apprehend him for multiple crimes. That's still, if he didn't create a victim, I don't see victim in any of this. I see, he broke our laws. He didn't do things that we liked, even though if I did the same thing a cop did, they'd lock me up in jail for harassing a guy, and they would say, you deserve to get pushed away. Officers had a legal basis to stop Bangs' vehicle to arrest him for these offenses, as probable cause exists when officers have reasonably trustworthy information that a suspect committed a crime. I still don't see a crime here. I don't. Brian, you don't see drug possession and distribution as a crime. You don't see pushing away a state trooper. He's a state trooper, for God's sake. You don't see that as... Who's the victim?
Yeah, who is the
Sounds
victim?
like the guy was trying to defend himself. Sounds like the guy hadn't hurt anybody. Bring a victim.
Yeah, nobody like goes in. Oh, he hurt our feelings. Or our state trooper. He disrespected the Third Boulevard. How dare you? Where's the crime on that? Come on.
Who is it?
Yeah.
Who did Charlie harm? Yeah. Who did Charlie steal from?
Nobody.
Who bodily injury from Charlie?
Nobody.
Who claims to have been stolen from by Charlie? Nobody. So that's what we got right here. So we got all these critical examinations. We have unanswered questions. We have the first and we have the second stop. And Charlie Bangs is dead because Megan Boser decided to kill him. And that's why these videos are so damn important to share.
Yep, sure
is.
Because
if psychopaths like Megan can do what she does on a routine basis to people like Rusty and Charlie, it's just a matter of time before she and others do the same thing to you. And I don't care what the psychopaths call themselves, a lawyer, a judge, a politician, or a law enforcer. If they're willing to do this, and they do it on a routine basis, imagine how many skeletons they...
Yeah, and the fact that Megan is willing to unalive a guy that she claims that is holding a firearm. Yeah, he's entitled to do so, but she pumps so many rounds into a guy and unalives him at the traffic stop, then ruin Rusty's his day by fabricating charges to make it a bullshit. Say, oh, you're gonna have to be held into the jail system until at least 6:30. Oh, and she, oh, can you wait? Yeah, you know, she's the type of bitch that loves to ruin lives. Oh yeah, she gets a thrill of that fucking shit.
Really have floating around in their closets. They all need to be investigated, tried, and thrown into jail
to be
forever.
Locked up in
jail. Your thoughts about this for the world in the Global Thought Police in the comment section below. The best way you can help this channel is by liking this video and sharing this video with